So again, we have a woman. Basically, for example, how demons imitate the people that are still alive. We have here that a woman has her niece stay at her house. Okay, so her niece is sleeping in a different room. She eventually gets up and looks into the hallway and sees her niece walking. Okay, she calls out to her niece, but there was no answer. And she looks she eventually goes close up to the niece and sees that her niece's face is not there anymore. So her niece's face doesn't have there, but she still has the same hair, the same dress on and everything, and she realizes that this is a spirit imitating her niece. Okay, so we understand, and Brian Melvin also had seen demons in hell imitate people that are still alive, because he said that he saw people that looked like they were dead, that had died, and people that are still alive. Okay, so demons can imitate people that are still alive. Well, we're seeing evidence of that happening in haunted houses, aren't we? Again, a woman is in her bed. She hears her husband come into the house, and she's thinking, "Oh, he's early." He comes in the room and gives her a kiss and says, "I love you." He, he sounds exactly like her husband. She turns to look at her husband, and his eyes were glowing white. Then it disappears. She realizes a spirit was imitating her husband, which still disturbs her, and her husband is still alive. He's not someone that has died. So again, we're seeing more evidence that demons imitate people that are alive, which means that there can't really be any haunted houses then. It's just demons lurking around, giving illusions of either dead people or people that are still alive. We see here that demons can also play mind games. They can give the illusion of there being a party in a house. Okay, sometimes in these haunted houses, one woman walks into her house and she hears a party going on. She hears the glasses clinging to, and people laughing and joking and speaking like as if there's a huge party going on in her house. She goes to the room where she hears it. She opens the door and then silence, and there's nobody there. She was expecting to see a bunch of people there, and of course we know that in hell, Brian Melvin had seen situations where demons would walk in to meet the person that had died, and then they would have parties with them, and the person would think that they were having guests at his house, but really it's just an illusion. He's just inside of a cube, walking on a floor that's treadmill like, which stops him from figuring out that he's inside of an enclosed environment. It's to stop him from figuring out that he's in an illusion. Basically, that's what it's to do with. So again, we're seeing more evidence of how demons can trick people even in haunted houses. So they can create any theme they want. Another situation happens is that a woman's cat had died. Okay, the demons use that against her for psychologically disturb her. Basically, at night time, the woman hears a growl at night in her room. She hears her dead cat hissing and fighting with a dog in her room, but of course it's just a demon imitating the cat, because they can imitate anything. These demons can give it illusions. She would sometimes feel the cat jump on her bed, even though it's invisible. I just need to shut the door now. Yeah. No. Okay. She hears her dead cat hissing and fighting with a dog in her room. Start again. She hears her dead cat hissing and fighting with this dog in her room, right? But it's all invisible. She can't see anything. She just hears it. Next, she hears her supposedly her dead cat she hears bones crunching, like the dog is eating the cat, and then she starts crying. You know, because she thinks that her cat is being chewed up by a dog, and a ghost dog, in her house. Okay. Also, a woman has, yeah, another situation happens is that a woman has her dog growl at a closet. At night she sees and at nighttime she sees a gargoyle demon and near her bed. Now, of course, Brian Melvin, he's seen gargoyle demons imitate the dead, right? This is what I find interesting. Her partner sees this gargoyle demon, and he tells it to go out in the name of Jesus, okay? And then it goes away. The dog still growls at the closet, okay? Then a medium comes to the house and says that there is a spirit, which is the dog's old dead owner, okay? So what I think is going on here is that the gargoyle demon changed strategy and decided to imitate the dead, right? Pretending to be the owner of the dog, that who had died, you know. So the spirit kept but the spirit kept saying it wanted his dog back, basically, right? And then they go through the whole thing to do with, you know, telling the man to go to the light, deceptions, you know. So we can see here that this gargoyle demon is imitating the dead owner of the dog, you know. So again, it's just plain mind games that these demons are in people's houses. Also, we have a spirit demon that imitates a ghost in a graveyard, right? This is another situation. The police were involved with this one. It bent the bars of the cemetery. That's what took place. The police find fingerprints on the bars. Okay, so it's a demon with superhuman strength. And where the fingerprints were is where was scorch marks. Yeah, like as if its hands were so hot that it left scorch marks on the bars of the cemetery. Okay, they couldn't explain it. Again, when we look at what Mary Baxter had seen in hell, Mary Baxter says that the demons felt like hot coals against her flesh. And of course, the demons usually have extremely superhuman strength. Again, Bill Schnoblin, who had an interest in ghost stuff, he investigated a ghost in this haunted room that had pipe organ music playing, even though there was no electricity in the house. It was a type of pipe organ piano thing that needed electricity. It was an electrical one, and it was playing by itself, even though there was no electricity in the house, because he went in with a torch, and the torch blew out, if I can remember correctly. Well, when he walked in there, a hand grabbed his ankle, you know, even though there was nobody in there, and he says it felt like a burning sensation off his hand, and when he got away, it left burn marks on his ankle, and no hair grows there anymore. Okay. So again, we're seeing, so there's some more evidence there that demons of hell are on the earth, and yes, they can feel like hot coals when you touch them sometimes. So finally, in a lot of these cases, people can also get possessed, okay, by these spirits in these houses. That's another thing that happens. Usually what happens when you look in these cases, okay, I can leave links down if you want to look at these, but a lot of people will be possessed and they won't know why they're possessed, which is demon possession basically, and they start acting strange and they start speaking in funny languages. Sometimes they'll growl like an animal, like a really deep growl that's otherworldly, and sometimes the eyes will go pitch black, like there's no white in the eyes. What it is, right, is that finally, in a lot of these cases, you know, that happens is that they have pitch black eyes, and the person will start acting very strange. They'll start acting very bad towards the other family members in the house. Okay, So again, this is evidence that shows us that demons can possess the person without the person realizing why they are being possessed for. And usually when the person comes out of the possession, they have no memory of what they had done, because their minds were taken over by an evil spirit in these haunted houses. So again, this is evidence that shows us that there really is demon forces coming up to the surface of the earth that are going into people's homes, as well as hospitals. Sometimes you get haunted hospitals as well. Yeah. So hopefully this helps to make sense that haunted houses, they don't exist. It's demons that are lurking around in these houses or hospitals or whatever. Maybe woodlands even. You get haunted countrysides, you know. So hopefully this makes sense. And yes, this is very strong evidence that there really is demonic forces coming to the surface of the earth to terrorize people, and it will get worse in the future. And that's all I have to say just now, and bye for now.